IMHO Talk Show.
Let's hit him with some questions. It's been a minute, Miss Maxilia. People,
it's the questions.
It's the questions.
It's the questions.
We have a Ask Max fresh off the press. It is so relevant.
It is, and you know what? It's actually opportune because I don't think that, and this is our own fault. We've really recognized Black History Month. This month, our live shows really recognize it in the way that maybe we should have. And I say maybe. No, I got to set it up, Razor.
Okay,
be patient.
This is radio.
Okay. Be patient. Okay. Because rudeness. The question for today is whether or not we still need a Black History Month. You know, and what's ironic about that is that during the break we had to say maybe we should talk about Black History Month, and I don't know if that's just us being absent-minded or I'm sure it would have came back around, but and I'll be honest with you, this year Black History Month did sneak up on me, like, oh wait, it's February 2nd. That's right, it's Black History Month. Don't judge me. But that's the question for today: is whether or not we still need Black History Month, and to my understanding, the current administration has made mention that they may do away with all what would we call this, DEI, Black and minority type recognitions, holidays, different things like that, the acknowledgement of those things. And so if he chooses to take away Black History Month, does it matter? Is he taking it away? What's the deal? Do we need it? How do y'all feel about that?
I mean, depends who you asking, who you talking to.
I don't think we need his permission. You know, I don't think we need this.
I'm proud of you.
Oh, no. It's because I'm thinking about all the times my mom and grandma got dressed up to go to George Washington Carver or Piedmont, where I went to do the Black History events. Like it was something they look forward to, and it's because we're so far removed from the struggle, the real struggle, not the fictitious struggle that we're ashamed. Our younger generation is ashamed to say that their people went through. So if you allow people to start erasing your history and you accept that, because that's almost like asking, do we need permission to be Black? In my mind, right? And you don't. But if you decide to erase that, then as minority people, we need to stop celebrating 4th of July. You know, we need to stop celebrating. Right. So, I mean, because it's going to be one of those things, like the more that you allow somebody to do to you, when you decide to say enough is enough, you've lost. You've lost your footing. So one, we need to stop asking for permission to be who we are. And two, you need to stop looking for somebody to give you free holidays or paid stuff for these type things, because that's where the problem comes in at. It's not the fact that we celebrate, it's the fact that we're looking for resources because of it, because they give it for something else. You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, there are so many things that I disagree with from the administration that I have to realize that it is a reality if I take and look at it from their vantage point. I'm not going to let you do this because you don't honor and respect in no way. He say that we get in the uproar, but in reality, it's truth. You know, so then why are you going to complain here locally, Charlottesville? It was an uproar when people were going to lose the church and stuff over there by the dairy market. And then they've learned that as long as you just wait long enough, we stop fighting. We stop saying something. We stop showing up.
Very true.
You know, so, I mean, I'm nobody's activist or nothing like that, but I am a realist when it comes to the facade of we care about ourselves, you know?
So what are we saying? Where you said let it go? We don't need it. We celebrate ourselves. What are we saying?
Need to, like you said, we need to celebrate it. Like if you believe, those that believe in it, but you know, keep pushing forward. Keep having chiams. Keep having anything Blacks that, or any minority group that makes you feel like you're representing yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't even have to be, that's the problem. Stop representing your ancestors and represent yourself sometimes, right? Because your ancestors give you a history, but your decisions give you your future.
Do you have the same response for those generations that are a couple of generations your senior?
For how far? Like my parents or my grandparents?
Grandparents. Because I mean, I could see where some of them actually need this. You know,
oh no, I'm saying we should, for those that want to keep it going, you definitely keep it going. Don't worry about what society or the atmosphere tells you. I'm about to cancel this. How are you going to cancel something that I want to celebrate? That don't even make sense.
Okay.
That'd be like telling us we can't be Christians because of whatever. Like, no, I'm gonna be Christian because I want to be Christian because this is what I accept. It's the same thing when it comes to the programs that Mr. Alexander comes in here and shows us that they support and the things that we looked forward to, at one time of celebrate. Now we look forward to them to get a day off from work. You know what I'm saying? So the problem is not the people that's trying to cancel it. The problem is the people that claim that they love it. That's the problem. Yeah, that's just my take.
I got you. Cool. That's, I guess, it's on me before Max closes.
I don't know that I even have an answer yet.
Well, I agree with a lot of what Razor said, but my take will vary. And I think another side of it is that we got to be careful about as a people. And of course, this is like Max said, this is referencing all minority group or, special interest groups, whatever you want to call them, holidays, right? So for us in particular, we're talking about Black History Month being one of those and how the federal government does not want to recognize it anymore as national holiday. And pretty much as I've already said, we're not, like recognizing these types of holidays. So firstly, though, let me say, do we need them to? Absolutely, we don't need them to. I even saw a meme that said, "Dear America, I don't need your permission to celebrate Black history." So in that regard, no, of course we don't. It's the same thing with our school systems. It's like your household, your family has to impart certain knowledge and wisdom, because, and you shouldn't expect your public schools to do so. Because again, public is just that. Public is supposed to be something that's sort of generalized for everybody, just a standard kind of thing. So we always are in that position where we should be choosing what we educate and celebrate on at that level. That being said, the flip side to that thing, Max, that we got to be extremely cautious about, and I'm speaking this from a kind of troubled spirit right now, because I even heard the honorable minister multiple times alluding to support of Trump. And I've kind of brushed it off, but more and more is happening. And I'm a person that understands why Black people would feel like that. Yes, we need less government because government can impede our progress if we're too dependent on it. And y'all know me, I don't blame the thing because somebody misuses it. It's not the thing's fault, right? Like, so again, that's on us to empower each other and educate each other on how we utilize the system to our advantage and not let the system use us, right? So like, but I get that. So I say all that to say that we got to be very careful, because what we are allowing by just blowing it off and saying, oh, well, we don't need their permission to do it anyway, or whatever, it's not a big deal. It's just a month and it's the shortest month anyway. We can say all those things, but the devil is always in the detail. Always follow that money trail. And what's happening in this instance, and it's replicated in a lot of other instances, is that we will succumb to white supremacy if we aren't vigilant about stuff like this. So again, we got to be able to separate, Razor, the difference between it just being about we don't care if they celebrate it, and realize that the people in power are doing that because they are white males who want white supremacy to make America great again. Like, that's what this is about. Look at all the moves that they're making. And so that's what I'm saying, like, to my people, it's like, and I got a lot of brothers I be talking to, and they be like, oh no, Trump, Trump is a good thing. Like look at all these oppressive systems that he's getting rid of. And I'm like, but the people in his inner circle are the lineage of the most oppressive people to Black people ever. So you saying that this man represents getting rid of your oppression? Come on. We gotta be smarter than that.
I got you.
So to me, that's what it more represents, is slowly peeling away that fabric and just because it's something that's symbolic, we got to realize that the actual substance behind it is the rise of that white supremacy.
Before Max go, I want to say this last thing. I think that one, and I know I'm gonna catch flack behind this one. I think one of the things that has weakened us was once our strength became our weakness, and that is our inclusiveness. Anytime somebody has an issue, they try to relay it over to the Black struggle. And even when you were talking just now, we're talking about Black History Month, but you started talking about how any minority situation can be affected. I think that's part of our problem. It's okay to say Black and stay in the realm of Black. Doesn't mean, like you told me before, that we can't include others to make the mission happen. But our verbiage and our mindset needs to be home first, water your own grass, and then what you can help do on the outskirts, you do. But that's not the way we talk about it. The Negro College Fund became everybody's thing. Whenever somebody had a problem, they relayed, regardless of what alphabet we were talking about, they related to the Black struggle. And that has weakened us because it spread us too far. The strength of things like the Black Panther Party and things of that nature were because they were tight knit, you know, like our very first show that I was talking about. You got 5 fingers. They're not as strong as when you ball them together and you got a fist. You know what I'm saying? That was the very first show that we had. And I sincerely believe that. But when you talk that way nowadays, you become an anomaly. You become a unicorn a lot of times in your own family, because the world that they have agreed to partake of does not mean that they believe in self-preservation. You know what I'm saying? They see it as, oh, we all together, we one people. You know, that is not America's reality. America's reality is color-based, from the applications that you write to your banking system, to your loans, to even your life insurance. You know, everything is color-based. So if that's the game that's being played, we are absolute fools to try to play it or make it sound any other way.
Not on. So Max, you go ahead and close us out as we up against this hour. What's your ad? Do we need it, Miss Max?
You know, I think some people that are anti-Black, in my humble opinion, listen to the show because they can get game for free, right?
Yeah.
I agree with most everything that both Razor and Charles have said. I do think that we as a Black people should not need someone else's endorsement in order to celebrate or acknowledge our history, who we are, our culture, victories, and different things like that. The sad part about that is that those naysayers realize that we are a short-term memory people. A lot of us are, and that, as Razor mentioned earlier, we only fight so far. Some of us only fight so far. Some of us do have a line in the sand. Some of us, you know, just we in it until the fight until it gets so dirty and so laborious, and then we tap out, right? So I say all that to say that, unfortunately, I do think that we shouldn't, but I do think we need these holidays and acknowledgments to stay in place, because without it, our people forget. The memories fade. The fight diminishes. The importance is less. Again, I'll use myself as an example. It was about February 2nd or 3rd before I was like, oh yeah, that's right, it's Black History Month. And if my, not saying this is entirely true, but just as an example, if my calendar didn't say it, would I have recognized it or noticed it so quickly? And would it have been, you know, something that, you know what I'm saying, would have celebrated throughout the month? And so if we take those things away, and the powers that we're up against realize this, we become short term. we become less engaged. We fade away to some degree in terms of honoring and acknowledging and celebrating who we are. Weakens our fight, and all goes towards, this attack against us. Sadly, I think that is more of the truth than not.
That's deep. Thank you for that.
What do you think, Razor?
Perfect way to.
It's
2:00 now.
Yeah, what that mean to me?
You want to take a break? You want to take a quick break?
Yeah. It's sad because I know my grandmother, my mother would never thought we would be having this conversation right here. Like, we get to a point that we don't think we need to celebrate ourselves. And as Charles' grandma said, it's a sad frog that won't praise his own pond.
And doubly sad is that we'll call our lack of celebration progress.
Oh, we don't need it no more. We not doing it no more. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. The art of war is active.
Yeah. It's an instant gratification, I think, is a big problem nowadays, right? Because everything's at your fingertips.
Yeah.
Right. And so we no longer think that peace and silence and stillness is okay. And what I'm saying is, like, that could be any holiday, like that could be just there's some emotions that you need to go through, like whether it's church or whatever the case is, no matter how out of touch some organizations may be, they're needed. And there's just some things that we just got to learn that we inherently still need it. Even if it's not the most popular, the most titillating, it's some things you just need, bare minimum.
Very true.